Welcome back! Welcome back to... I'm out there, Jerry.
Unlimited power!
Welcome back to another episode of Saw It in Theaters. This episode, we're talking about movies that have been out for a while, that we did, one of us at least saw in theaters.
At least 10 years.
At least 10 years. One of us saw it in theaters. We both saw this one in theaters. And we revisited it.
Figured we would do a review. Next time, saw it on theater.
This week, we're talking about 1997 Spawn. Spawn stars Michael Jai White, John Leguizamo, Teresa Randall as Wanda.
Martin Sheen.
Como se dice winning?
You get Frank Welker
As
Malebolgia.
This movie is about Al Simmons, played by Michael Jai White, who is a mercenary for hire type, and he
kind of an assassin.
Sent on these missions to kill these people, bad people, the worst people. And Martin Sheen is his boss.
He's kind of in league with
the clown,
played
by John Leguizamo.
He's kind of setting the Earth up for
a hostile takeover of sorts.
Essentially, of demons.
Demons coming to Earth.
And they're going to wage war against heaven. And they're going to use all these souls to empower themselves.
He tricks Al Simmons into
taking like innocent civilian lives, but he thinks he's just taking out the bad guys, like terrorists or something. Leads them to this facility, this warehouse, laboratory, whatever.
Which I have questions anyway. Why is he even in there? Did he wear his PPE? Did he have his steel toes? Is he even certified?
He didn't whip it out.
You pull that out, it's like pulling out a Magnum condom.
That's where they were like making this toxin,
it's like a virus, sort of,
this
right?
Virus that could kill essentially everybody.
Oh my god, my ass. We need more comfortable seats. Listen, if you want to sponsor this show, please feel free. Seats. I need a nicer seat. If you want to send some money to the show, I don't have a link.
My cash app don't work, my boy.
Oh, they kill Michael Jai White
because he tries to not follow orders because he doesn't want to kill a whole bunch of innocent people. That's not what he's about. That's not what this assassin thing is all about. He's only wanting to kill the bad people, not the good people too.
He goes to hell and then comes back. He
didn't even have Keith David to say welcome.
Welcome to hell!
Speaking of
motherfucker!
David, the voice of Spawn.
Oh, in the cartoon. Yeah. He spends the whole movie essentially learning about his powers, but also kind of groaning through it all.
And
while the clown
find Wanda.
While the clown kind of navigates him
and just like pokes the bear the whole time.
His best
twins.
His best friend's married Wanda now, are they married?
I think they're married.
What was his name? Terry? I think Terry and Wanda.
I mean, Cyan.
I was so excited to see this movie.
I remember loving this movie as a kid and even in later years.
I was excited to see this movie in 97. Saw it in theaters in Brooklyn, right? Saw it again in theaters because somebody else didn't, and I didn't like it then. Came down here to visit and saw it with this guy in theaters, and I didn't love it I've seen this movie 3 times in theaters, and I didn't love it then, and I was such a fan of the cartoon. I had all the toys. I had Medieval Spawn. I had regular Spawn. I had Violator. I had Clown. I had all that stuff, and this movie, it let me down, and then we rewatched it. Like, again, I'm not trying to shit on a movie. I thought the overacting was a lot. It was a lot.
Oh, so much.
From a lot of different characters. I mean, I get it from the clown.
The clown was... I guess the clown needs to be overacted for it to work correctly. And Leguizamo does that fairly well.
I mean, he was in a movie called
Luigi.
The Pest. Luigi. My man went to Luigi.
Do you know why?
Because he's
He's a terrier.
This is just a movie that popped into my head that I was like, oh, you know what? We should rewatch this because it's a movie that's not in line with the Marvel Cinematic.
Yeah.
We've
kicked around the idea of going back and rewatching old movies like that.
So the bad is obvious. The CGI. Oh my god.
The CGI.
We're gonna come back to that CGI.
I'll tell you what the CGI means. Let's go.
All right, we'll go straight into the CGI. We'll save the best for last. Ooh. I mean, I've seen Jumanji, right? Those monkeys that steal the board and all that stuff. So I know shit CGI that does not hold up, does not withstand the test of time. That Twister satellite at the start, not great. This movie, I understand it's 1997. I didn't have a problem with the cape. It doesn't look great now.
It seemed like they were just wanting a lot like Zack Snyder does. They were wanting a lot of these comic book shots.
You get that when he's up on the perch. Looking back, I'm sure the cape was probably solid back then, but man, oh man.
When it's not actively like being turned on, the suit, like his actual suit, it was okay once it was settled, but in motion it was a little iffy. I
didn't mind the suit. I didn't even really hate some of those transitions with the suit from not being.
The mask was probably the better transition, but
we are Venom. We are Venom. We are Spawn. But man, you get into the demons or the souls in hell, it's giving the crowd in Mortal Kombat.
And that fire.
But then also, what's his name? Kalogula.
Malebolgia? Malebolgia.
It's so bad, and it was bad then. Violator, I didn't think was as bad.
No, he wasn't as bad. He actually had some definition to him.
It was more realistic than whatever the hell that was. They blew their money on that, but it is so funny to go back and look.
I feel like I should apologize to Madam Web, the movie, because that movie was not great, and the ADR in that movie is horrendous. Specifically with the bad guy is horrible. But the ADR for the Malebolgia, but it's like horrible.
I'd rather them not even show him.
Just make him have like devil. Make him have like devil speak.
Oh, I'm gonna applaud this movie, and I'm gonna applaud Todd McFarlane because this movie, or at least the Spawn story in general, which will apply to this movie, is frankly a very black superhero. Well, not really a superhero, I guess, because he is Hellspawn.
He's kind of an anti-hero.
And that, for me, is like so ahead of its time.
I would love to see a reboot of Spawn in today's time. As a kid and growing up, I remember loving this movie. After we watched it last night, even though I was like halfway falling asleep or something, I don't know why I loved it so much. A lot of the makeup, a lot of the overall design just seemed like they were trying to be overly comic book with it. And I guess that was, in that time, what they did with the movies then. If I had scored this movie 20 years ago, I probably would have given it like an 8 or more. Scoring this movie now with my current mindset, better. I'd give this movie a 5.
I didn't like this movie then, and I wanted more, and not that I'm necessarily like a snob. Again, I don't really remember the Spawn cartoon. I don't really remember the Spawn comic that much today. But then I did. I knew it then. Why I saw it 3 times in theaters. Ask me why I saw Hulk 2003 twice in theaters. Because friends were like, hey, do you want to go see it? I was like, no, not really. I'll pay for you. All right, I'm fucking there. If you would ask me 20 years ago what I would have scored this movie, it probably would have been a little lower. 4.7. Did you see Spawn, the movie, in 1997? Do you remember what it was like going to see it in theaters? Were you excited then? Are you going to rewatch it now? It's not free.
If you do, let us know what your thought process was watching it now compared to then.
And if you have any recommendations for our next movie, put it down there in the comments. Jim, Eric, saw it in theaters. 97. X-Men 97.
Oh. It's all connected.
No, you can't put the music.